Hey guys, you're back with Barry on another wet, windy day. I'm just driving through Cabrera, and again, what happens also often is we got the tropical storm band of another hurricane, Hurricane Maria. So the winds were about almost 5 miles an hour more than they were with Irma. It really again is pretty much the same thing. You'll notice as I drive through town, you're going to notice there's far less debris because when you have a storm about 10-12 days prior of the same basic magnitude, all that brush has been removed, all that life, all that foliage has been removed. So you'll see this was blocked last time where the firemen turned me around and now I could drive through it. So it's far less debris. I also want to bring up again, I know Puerto Rico got hit tremendously with Maria, and our best wishes go out to them for a speedy recovery. I understand almost the entire country is without power, so major cities like San Juan and places around that, I can't imagine what's going on there now. But anyway, our best wishes. And just driving through, Duarte and right around Duarte in Cabrera. And there isn't really all that much to tell. It's just what so often happens. On prior videos, you've heard me say it time and time again. Due to the direction that storms originate from, Puerto Rico, it acts like a blocker, and it's still howling pretty good. Take a look at that palm tree up there to the right, and yeah, to the right of that Toyota truck down there, and you'll see it's still howling around about 45. So gusting anyway to about 45. But I just wanted to show you what I don't know. It's not a matter that anybody's asking for examples or whatever, but it's just time and time again the same thing happens. Don't quote me on it, but I believe the last major hit Cabrera took, I believe, was in the late 70s or earlier 80s, and we're getting on around 45 years back. So that says a lot, and it also explains why you just don't find hurricane shutters here. I'm going to keep rolling down. We're going to check out the Malecon together, and this, after I'm done with this YouTube, it's pretty much going to wrap it up for what we have to say about Maria. But over the last couple of weeks, I've been starting to wonder if possibly I missed my calling in life. Maybe, I don't know, that I'm some kind of reincarnation of a storm chaser wannabe, or the National Hurricane Center, maybe a part-time employee. But all kidding aside, that's pretty much what I felt like for the last 2 weeks. It's just been pretty much that way. For the most part, town didn't lose power. This time, like it did with Irma, we didn't lose power, which was nice. So I do know, though, because I was looking from the deck, overlooking the ocean, and I do know that because of the direction of the wind, don't forget, between Irma and Maria, they came in at two different angles. So I do know the waves were earlier this morning considerably bigger from my porch. But we had one down tree on the little dirt road leading to the main road of El Hamo, so I couldn't get through earlier. This is the first chance I got. But I noticed from my porch that, yeah, the waves were pretty horrendous. But let's see what they look like now. And we already spoke to Marco. Those of you that have visited us, Rotondo or Marco's Pizza. Well, during Irma, he replaced his roof, and we were so worried about all the tin and everything was going to blow off. But we called him earlier, and he said everything's okay. He'll be up and running in a day or so, which is great news, because that's a good place to kind of hang out with your friends. So here we are at the Malecon, and yeah, there's quite a bit of surge, like as to be expected. I'll lace in a couple of pictures from the still camera. And I'll do a drive-by going into the wind, so it'll be a little bit. You'll see it from both directions, but it's about what I'd expect. So there really isn't going to be that much more to tell you about this storm. I don't see anything in the near future. I would imagine now this will be heading out and hitting, of course, Turks and Caicos pretty hard, which our best thoughts go out to those folks because that's an archipelago of tiny little islands and they're flat. So our best wishes go out to those folks. I hope everything works out okay for them. And I think pretty much from that point on, I'm hoping Maria decides to hang out in the sea and not do or not create, pretty much any more havoc. I don't want to leave you with the impression that Cabrera is representative of all of the DR. As you'll see in the pictures that are showing now, there was plenty of devastation in the lower lying areas of the DR, even farther away from the eye of the hurricane. In addition to being sheltered by the surrounding mountains, Cabrera also benefits from not being a low-lying beach town. Cabrera sits elevated on 20 to 35 feet of cliff, which helps protect us from the dangerous storm surges and the streets flooding, like you'll see in these pictures. And we're getting back to October, so the folks are starting to come back down and visit us. Johnny and I will be heading out a little bit, doing another video to another area, mostly a farm region. So for all of you guys all you folks rather into farming, we're going to be heading out into a region not far from San Juan de la Maguana, which is on your way to the southwest. It's down about an hour. We're going to take Piedra Blanca, Whitestone or White Rock, and go all the way through and do some filming. And I want to check out that area for myself and just confirming as I round. Yep, there's Marco's new roof. So everything's looking good. We'll be all back to normal in a day or two. And thanks everybody for all your well wishes. Coming from everybody that wished all of us out here their best. And I'll just park out by the Malecon and let you watch the rolling sea for a few minutes. And we're pretty much done with Hurricane Maria. So until next time, this is Barry in DR. We'll talk to you soon.